Alice had always hated mirrors. She avoided looking at them as much as possible, especially at night. She felt like they were watching her, judging her, mocking her. She had a vague memory of a childhood trauma involving a mirror, but she couldn't recall the details. She just knew that mirrors made her uneasy. One day, she moved into a new apartment with her boyfriend Mark. It was a nice place, spacious and bright, with a large balcony and a cozy fireplace. Alice loved everything about it, except for one thing. There was a huge mirror in the bedroom, covering almost the entire wall opposite the bed. She asked Mark if they could get rid of it or cover it up somehow, but he said no. He said he liked the mirror and that it made the room look bigger and more elegant. He also said that Alice was being silly and irrational about her fear of mirrors. He teased her and said that maybe she was afraid of seeing her own reflection. Alice felt hurt and angry by his words, but she didn't want to argue with him. She decided to try to overcome her fear and live with the mirror. Maybe she was being silly and irrational. Maybe she could learn to like the mirror or at least ignore it. She tried to avoid looking at the mirror as much as possible, especially when she was alone in the bedroom. She focused on other things, like reading a book or watching TV or cuddling with Mark. She told herself that it was just a piece of glass, nothing more. But sometimes, she couldn't help but glance at the mirror. And every time she did, she felt a chill run down her spine. She felt like there was something wrong with the mirror, something unnatural and sinister. She felt like there was someone else in the room with her, someone who was hiding behind the mirror. She started to notice strange things happening in the apartment. Things would go missing or move around without explanation. The lights would flicker or turn off by themselves. The TV would change channels randomly or make static noises. The fireplace would flare up or die down without warning. She also started to have nightmares about the mirror. She dreamed that she was trapped in the mirror world, where everything was dark and twisted and distorted. She dreamed that there was a woman in the mirror who looked exactly like her but had cold and cruel eyes and a wicked smile. She dreamed that the woman wanted to switch places with her and take over her life. She woke up screaming and sweating every night, clutching Mark for comfort. He tried to calm her down and reassure her that it was just a bad dream, but he also started to get annoyed and worried by her behavior. He asked her if she needed to see a therapist or take some medication. He said that maybe they should move out of the apartment if it was affecting her so much. Alice didn't want to leave the apartment. She liked it too much apart from the mirror. She also didn't want to admit that she had a problem. She wanted to prove Mark wrong and show him that she could handle it. She told him that she was fine and that everything would be okay. But things only got worse. One night, when Mark was away on a business trip, Alice heard a knock on the bedroom door. She thought it was Mark who had come back early from his trip. She got up from the bed and walked towards the door, feeling happy and relieved. She opened the door and saw a woman standing in the hallway. A woman who looked exactly like her but had cold and cruel eyes and a wicked smile. Alice gasped and stumbled back, feeling a surge of fear and disbelief. She recognized the woman from her nightmares. It was the woman in the mirror. The woman laughed and said, "Hello, Alice. I've been waiting for you." Alice screamed and slammed the door shut, locking it with trembling hands. She ran to the bed and grabbed her phone, dialing Mark's number frantically. She hoped that he would answer and help her somehow. But instead of hearing his voice, she heard a static noise followed by a familiar laugh. The woman's laugh. She looked at the phone screen and saw that it was not Mark's number but hers. The same number that was displayed on the mirror. She dropped the phone in horror and looked at the mirror. She saw herself in the mirror, but not as she was now. She saw herself as she had been before she opened the door. She saw herself lying on the bed, sleeping peacefully. She realized that she had switched places with the woman. She was trapped in the mirror world, while the woman had taken over her body and her life. She banged on the mirror, shouting and crying for help. But no one heard her. No one saw her. No one cared. She was alone. She was doomed. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me that you took the time to join me on this adventure. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the next one. I have so many incredible tales to share with you, from heart-wrenching dramas to action-packed adventures. My goal is to take you on a journey with each story, to transport you to new worlds and introduce you to unforgettable characters. By subscribing to my channel, you'll be the first to know about new releases and get access to exclusive content. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join me on this incredible storytelling journey.